It's Friday, guys, and it's a beautiful day for smoking bacon. Welcome back to Lock Valley Farms. Okay guys, I'm just going over the road here right now quickly to meet up with the agronomist. He's coming to have a look because if you remember in the last episode I was looking at the canola. We had some yellowing leaves. They were also a bit spotty. I was a bit worried that it might be a nitrogen deficiency, but I want him to come and have a look to tell me what it is, whether it's leaf disease or we got a nitrogen deficiency, and if there's sort of anything that we need to do to help the crop along or anything we need to do to keep it healthy. So we're going to run over there quickly and get the diagnosis. Looks like he's already beat me. So there you go guys, blackleg apparently. It's got some leaf disease, so if it gets, it's all right down on the lower leaves where it is now. Well, you don't want to see it on the stem of the plant, apparently. And I wasn't sure if it was nitrogen deficient or not, because it's had a fair bit of food, and it looks a decent colour. Like, it actually looks quite nice, but the frost has been knocking it around a little bit lately because we've been getting a bit of frost. But that's why I wanted the agronomist to come out and have a look, and that's why I didn't jump to any conclusions from the last video. I just thought I need to get the agronomist out to have a look. He's going to be able to tell me exactly what's going on there. So just a bit of leaf disease at the moment by the looks of it. We'll have to keep an eye on it, and we'll go from there. But I mean, as you can see, it's not looking too bad of a colour. Like, it's looking like a decent green. It's started to cabbage up. It's starting to bolt. It's filling in. So he said if you wanted to, you could come back with another 50 kilos of urea just to give it another kick if you're going to get some rain. So anyway, I'll tell you what guys, it's funny because I was only filming yesterday saying that we have no real rain on the forecast, like next to nothing. There was a chance of maybe a couple of mil early next week. Well, what a difference 12 hours makes on the forecast, because at the moment the GFS is pinning 25 to 35 millimeters for next week. So things have changed a lot. The weather models are only as good as every update they give you, that's for sure. So we may possibly be able to get out and spread some urea on the wheat and stuff like that, and geez, that would be nice if we could land that. But we won't get too excited yet. We'll just wait and see what happens, see what the updates are tonight. So they're talking Monday for a decent shot of rain. We'll see whether that comes off or not. Alrighty, so I think what I want to do now is get the kingpins done on the other side of this steer axle on the air seeder. It was a couple of episodes ago, I think I was putting that side back together. That one's all done, she's all sweet, but I don't think I'll actually be able to get it done today because, and you'll see when I get it apart, you'll see where this tie rod has sort of worn down into that top surface, and the bolt hole was a bit flogged out on the other side, so we took it off, we took it into Jamestown Engineering, and they built it all up again for us and made it nice and snug and beautiful. So I think we'll rip into that. It's going to be a bit of a challenge because I haven't got heaps of room there with this reversed in, but anyway, we'll get it off, we'll assess it. Hopefully it comes apart better than the other side. The other side gave me absolute hell. This bottom kingpin here, I could not get that out. That was an absolute disaster. But anyway, let's do it. Don't be hating on my extreme agricultural setup here, okay? Now, before we jack this thing up, we might try and crack these bolts here, because last thing I want is to be reefing on this and it dangling around on the jack. Who's willing to bet that all that delicious rain that the GFS put on the forecast this morning will be gone by tonight? Because it's just been one of those years. It would not surprise me at all. I'll start taking bets right now. No, that wasn't too bad. That's the easy one though. Let's see whether the other one wants to come out or not. That's the one that fought me last time. So here's the drama, and I don't know that you guys will be able to see this all that well, but that there, sticking out, is some of that kingpin bush. And so it makes it virtually impossible for me to get anything in there and leave her. And on the other side, that pin, which is one of these, sits up in there like that. That was just completely seized in there. I just could not get it out. I ended up cutting this little wear washer out of here, and then I got the angle grinder in and I sliced it off, and then I oxyed up in there to get it out, and it was really, really challenging and not much fun. So I'm trying to avoid doing that at the moment. I think I'm just going to go with the old classic for a start, and we'll get the oxy out and we'll heat this up, see if we can't loosen it up with the oxy and give it a few more hits with the hammer, and we'll see how we go. Look at that, sliced him straight off. Man, that is a challenge. Now once again, I've just got to get the hard bit out. That's going to be a challenge. Alright guys, that thing is off. Oh my goodness, that was just as bad as the other one. You're probably saying to yourself right now, why the heck did you get that angle grinder in there and cut that thing off? Now you got that bit stuck up in there, that looks like a nightmare. Well, I tell you, last time I tried absolutely everything. I welded stuff onto this, I tried to beat it with a hammer, I just heated it with the oxy, I did everything that I could, and I could not get that bottom bit out, that bottom pin out. So I ended up doing what I just did then, and then I just ended up gently cutting away at that leftover bit in there and getting it out that way, so with the oxy. But I'm actually out of acetylene at the moment, and of course there's none in Jamestown, so I'm going to have to leave that for now, but it's off. I'm probably going to drop this into Gem now, because they'll fix up this hole. It's a little bit elongated and that tie rod's been wearing into there, so they'll fill that all in, smooth that all out. I mean, I could probably do it myself, but Dad said with the other one, send it into Gem, so it's Graham's air seeder. Graham gets what he wants. We have just got junk here everywhere at the moment. It'd be nice to get a few of these jobs actually done. I can assure you, if this thing looks light, it is not. It is anything but. So those are the bushes there that were really flogged out on the other side, and they're sticking out the bottom, and they are as well on this one here. I can feel part of the bush poking out the bottom, so that's why we're doing this job. Be free! Oh, you don't have to follow me every time. Not too bad, not as good as other days. We've been having 8 and 9 the other days, only 7 today. Rightio, well, let's have a look and see how much of the rainfall they've taken away on the nightly forecast. Oh, yep, they've definitely taken some away, but yeah, we're going to be right on the edge of that. And what's the Bureau got for us? 1 to 4, 0 to 2, 0 to 1. That's pretty pathetic, isn't it? Well, I did say I'll take bets on how much of that rain they'll take away, and they certainly have taken some away, but it is what it is. Might just connect up to this spreader anyway, just in case. We'll just check the forecast again in the morning, and yeah, we'll see what happens. But the good thing is that there's not too much wind forecast either, so we can just sort of leave it till last minute if we want to and go out and spread. So Now they are giving us a little bit of a chance of rain later next week as well, so maybe there might be a little bit more hope in that forecast. We'll wait and see. But anyway, we're just having a battle this year. The last couple of years trying to put urea out, we have had a hard time trying to get a decent rainfall forecast. I swear it's not normally that bad, but anyway. The battles of a South Australian farmer, hey? They don't call it the driest state on the driest continent on earth for no reason. Well, that is all set up, ready to go. So we'll wait and see whether whether Mother Nature favours us, but I guess you guys will probably find out in about 3, 2, 1. Nope, the rain that they forecast on Friday for Sunday, Monday did not come. It did not rain. I think we had 1 millimetre, so nothing much happened in the way of fertiliser spreading. But you'll never guess what. We're fast forwarding about 3 or 4 days here, and we have on the upper end maybe 15 millimetres of rain on the forecast for the next 3 days. On the lower end maybe only 5, but what we're going to do, we're going to head out, we're going to finish spreading urea on our wheat, we're going to pretend like it's going to keep raining this year and we're actually going to grow something, and we're going to knock it off and get it all done. Rightio, we are done. It is all done. We've done all our crop feeding apart from Belaley North, which, look, we're going to need at least 2 inches of rain in the next 2 weeks if we're even going to think about going out there to do anything in terms of spreading. But that finished up pretty well. The spreader is completely empty. I did my last run down the paddock and there was about 50 kilos left in there, so I just turned around and came back to the gate and run it out. Now, some of you might be asking, if it's been a dry winter and you think it's going to be a bad year, why are you even out spreading this urea? Well, on the wheat in particular, next year there's going to be barley going on there, so if it doesn't get used this year, it's going to get used next year, so there's no drama with that. The other thing is urea really doesn't store well. So even it's sitting in the bins there for the last couple of months, the top's already crusted over, there was already lumps coming out. So it really doesn't store that well. Like I said, I'd rather get it out on the wheat because we know next year we're going to put barley in there anyway and it's going to use it. So that's the reason why we're sort of so keen to get this urea out now. What's going on? Hello. I've had a full program of spreading today, haven't I?
Okay, fighting.
Hey?
You fight me.
I frightened you?
Yeah, I started the tackle and shooting it away.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't paying any attention, was I?
Yeah.
Silly daddy, hey?
But you want to let the chickens out?
Well, I would, but I don't know about that little Jack Russell there.
What?
I don't know about that little Jack Russell. I think she's keen on eating the chickens.
I don't know, I think she is.
Yeah, I think she might like to. A tasty snack for her. So this little Jack Russell is actually my mum's dog. She's away over in Europe at the moment, but I reckon we should put her down a foxhole and see whether... She's a bit of a city slicker. I wonder what she could do. Put it down in the comments if you want to see her go down a foxhole. I mean, that's what they bred them for, wasn't it? Jack Russells? Fox hunting? A nice little surprise in the gauge this morning, and hopefully a bit more to come this afternoon and tomorrow. Well, we might not have got any rain over the weekend like we were hoping for, but we did get this TTI 18-piece slide hammer kit, so that was good. And I am going to put it to use right away. Yeah, boy. Now you might be saying to yourself, why didn't you just do that from the start? Well, I didn't have a slide hammer, but secondly, it would have required welding onto this, which is horribly corroded. The weld wouldn't have stuck. It's a big hole there, and would have just had a hard time doing it. Plus, the hub was sitting on there, and that sort of comes down around the side. It would have been a pretty hard job. So, anyway, she's out. Well, if you have a look on the meadow right now, it says we're like a 75% plus chance of rain, which they were saying from midday onwards today, and oh, it don't look much like rain at the moment, does it? But with all that being said, I am going to jump in the ute now and go for a drive out to Blaley North. I want to have a look at the 2 wheat crops that are out there. We've probably got 3 or 4 left that need a broadleaf chemical put over them. 2 of them are out there. I just want to have a look at the crop growth stage, see how many broadleafs are out there in the actual crop, and I want to see how much water we got in the tank out there, because I don't want to have to fill up and drive all the way out there. It's an absolute pain in the butt. So we'll go out there, check how much water we got, have a quick look at the crops, and then we've got the agronomist coming out early next week. He'll give us some recommendations and have a look as well, and yeah, we'll go from there. Now this suction hose is supposed to live out at Blaley, so that's going back out there, and it's going to stay out there like it's supposed to. Well, that's not that's not going to collect much rain. It wasn't lined up properly. 5.5 mil. So only about 1 millimetre behind home. There you go. It's surprising. It doesn't look anywhere near as damp out here. I reckon we got about 3/4 of a tank in there. That's pretty good. That pleases me. That means I won't have to do any driving backwards and forwards, which is nice. And even the downpipe's pretty clean. Lovely. Alright, let's have a look at what we're dealing with here. Geez, she's still just an itty bitty crop, isn't she? It's a long way behind home, a long way indeed at the moment, but that's just the way it is out here. It's just too cold and frosty, but there is quite a bit of broadleafs coming up in here, a bit of mustard and stuff like that. So I think the sooner we can get out here, the better. Yeah, there's plenty coming up in there. Nah, that's bad enough, isn't it? So I think we better get out here sooner rather than later. And I've got a bit of chem fallow to do at home, so I'd like to get the broadleafs all boxed up as soon as possible, kind of thing. So rightio folks, I think I'll leave this video here. I've filmed this over many days, so I would just like to say, as always, thank you very much for watching the videos. Thank you for being part of the channel. We surely do appreciate it. And they've been talking 3 to 8 millimeters of rain tonight and 2 to 6 tomorrow, so fingers crossed we can get on the winning side of that deal. That'd be nice. But once again, that's it. See you next time. Have a good one. Holy smokes, it's here! Woo! Glorious moisture.